Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we're taking a look at Myogi with our build and play guide. I listen, I don't know how to pronounce it. You guys aren't here for that. That being said, guys, it is in the shop currently under I believe it's the Japanese hybrids, right? Yeah, and it's a Tier 4 battleship, and it's actually not bad. So, that being said, we're using Board Queen. You could use whoever you normally use. Definitely probably want to build into the grouping a little bit. Pablo de Revel with Colorado, along with Flambeau Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Marksmanship, High Octane Warrior, and Fight Fire with Fire. Our only modification, we're taking aiming systems. Uh, for your heals, you have three of them. They're low, but you know they're not great heals, but they're heals, and you'll take them, right? Consumables, you can see here. Uh, you can take the fighter plane or the secondary targeting. I would just take the observation seaplane. You want to get as much out of these accuracy out of these guns as you can. So survivability 45,000 health, so not terrible for tier 4. Main battery, you have six 14-inch guns. These are good for the tier, right? But you only have six of them, so you're gonna think that you're not hitting shells. These are actually pretty accurate, but especially for tier 4. But again, you can do some damage when you get citadels with these. All right, so reload is in 20, turret traverse is 30. Shell grouping for the tier is pretty good at 2.06. Dispersion, it's Japanese battleship. It's Japanese dispersion. It's wonky. If you shoot these close in, you never know what's going to happen. HE, 5,700, 25% fire chance, which is not ideal. That is actually low considering you have six battleship shells, right? Um, Definitely not high at any rate. That being said, the AP, pretty solid. That's what you're going to lean into on this ship. Uh, Quite a bit. Um, for your secondaries, they are close in, so not much to worry about. AA though. So if you're at playing a tier 3 carrier, this thing is going to actually shred some planes. At tier 5, it's going to be eh. All right, but for a tier 3 or tier 4 ship, this is pretty solid AA, all things considered. It's not all like at 1 kilometers, and it's not one guy with a slingshot. Maximum speed, pretty quick for the tier, like really quick for the tier, almost 30 knots. In fact, it'd be even quicker if we weren't taking gyrating drill bits. And concealment 13.1, so actually pretty poor concealment. Uh, I don't want to show that because we only have the one battle. I guess if you wanted to ruin the video, you could pause it, but it's tier 4. I'm not going to sit at tier 4, play the games and conceal club. All right. Got in at once, played a solid game. That being said, uh, this is basically a Congo hull. It's not exactly a Congo hull. It don't have the turtle back like a Congo, and it don't have as much superstructure as a Congo. But you can see it's got that weird, the casemates on the side of it where they angle, and you would take some really weird pins on this ship. Uh, Bow and stern are 19, meaning battleships are going to overmatch you. You do have an extended belt, though, however, to basically, for the most part, keep you out of trouble with that. Uh, that being said, we'll take this off as well. This is your Citadel. You do want to be careful, right? You don't have a turtleback like Congo, so it will protect you less, especially if you're turning in to a shot. It can be rough, so you got to be careful in this ship. That being said, if you angle, this ship is going to be pretty good. It's going to take some chunks. It'll eat some chunks like a California or Congo. Congo, a better example, obviously. But for the most part, going to be a pretty solid ship for you. As we start the match, it's disclaimer time. This is a beginner's video meant to help people new to the ship or new to the game. This is not meant for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything in the universe. There are multiple ways to play and build this ship, and I am an above average player. Not the world's best. I make mistakes. You may see one in this match. You didn't come here for pronunciations. I'm as good as anybody at slaughtering beautiful languages all the time. With that out of the way, we're on New Dawn. I don't play this map very often, and it's going to show, actually, in this match. We get spotted here. I'm not sure what was in that smoke cloud. I kind of thought it was destroyer, but I didn't really look too hard at what the matchmaking was before it. So I just see a Pensacola, and my eyes light up, right? We're bottom tier, but it honestly, 14-inch guns, you'll be fine, right? We're actually going to go ahead and just continue to push up. Because you never know what's going to happen. To be our credit, too, we're going to have a really solid destroyer player. There's actually a lot of people in this match here. This was, I believe, a Monday, so a lot of the people in this match are trying to get their like tier 4, tier 5 premium wins. So there's going to be a lot of actually okay players in this match. Cyclone is not going to be one of them. This Cyclone... As soon as I shoot my guns, he just starts shooting. We're going to go ahead and turn out because obviously we're expecting some gnarly stuff, right? With torpedoes. We get a pretty good Savo there, almost half his health. We're going to start to turn out. I thought at some point this Cyclone was going to stop shooting. But you see, we hit pretty good on him, right? That's the thing with these Japanese battleships. Even turned in, we're going to get a shell on them. Our secondaries are going to go off, and we're going to actually get one hit off of them. But to be fair, do not rely on them. That being said, this has two of its guns on the back, so it's like a big Japanese destroyer to me. Alright, I'll do pretty well with them, as we take 7,000 damage off of that guy, basically doing most of the damage to him, killing him. And now the tale of tier 2 ships. And this is what you're going to get sometimes with 6 guns and Japanese dispersion. This Pensacola is asking for it at 9 kilometers. We hit him with 1 overpin. Alright. Also, don't play this map often. Didn't realize I was on the world border. I'm going to try to get off of it. I'm not going to try to ride it right away. I'm going to try to get off. But there's not much we can do. Pensacola decides to angle and make himself smaller, and he pays the consequences for it. Right? Like, then all of a sudden it hits all six shells. Like, this is Japanese battleship at its finest right here, right? One, you might get 1 overpin. Next shot, you're going to hit every shell. It just, when you're close in, it's sketchy at best with these things, right? So... just be careful. Now, you've noticed we've eaten a lot of full pins here, okay? The Oklahoma has hit us pretty good. Actually, Pensacola's hit us pretty good. And now we don't have much health left. Thankfully, we go dark here. And we're trying, like I said, trying to get off this border. But sometimes when you get stuck on a border, especially a low tier, when you don't have, like, prop mod or stuff, it takes a little bit. So now at 14 kilometers, we're going to take a beautiful shot at Oklahoma. Does that not look pretty coming out of the guns? And that's that Japanese dispersion for you. And we're going to hit them with 5 out of 6 shells almost at max range. Like I said, I like this ship, but when you play this thing close in, you're going to have some weird things. Again, another decent salvo, but I think he's actually... moving forward now, so we're actually not gonna hit. We're gonna hit 1 shell, right? But I think that was me, not the ship. That looked like a pretty good looking salvo. Now remember, it's got 6 guns, so sometimes you're not gonna hit a lot. That looks like a pretty salvo as well. But he is clearly turning out right now. I don't think I'm gonna get a hit there because I was going for all or nothing. It looks like we still at 3. So again, you can see much prettier salvos coming out of this thing at range, right? But now, we don't have a lot of help. So he's focused elsewhere. But going to actually be careful. And you can see this thing's got really good firing angles off these guns. Again, we hit them with a half our shells. So you can kind of see the Japanese dispersion in effect. Japanese battleships can be some of the most frustrating. This ship I really do like, but sometimes with that dispersion, they're kind of inconsistent. But here you can see we hit 4 out of 6 shells. And now we're going to play the close-in on this cruiser again game, right? Broadside for Itaka. Easiest kill in the book, right? Absolute murder. We do get 4 shells to hit that time. And I'm a little nervous about that Congo, but he's not looking at us right now, so we're okay. Furry Taco takes a shot at us. Not too concerned. We take another shot at him, and then we get a kind of a weird looking salvo there. Alright. Listen, it's a furry taco. Should only take 2, 1, maybe if you get a bad salvo, 2 salvos get rid of this thing. But he's too close in for us. We're going to take another shot at him. Clearly he's going to be gone, right? No, we're not going to kill him. It's just not going to happen. Alright, he's going to go broadside again. This easy kill, right? Super easy kill. We're going to get lined up. Decent reload. And you're going to see the shot go off. And we don't kill him again. Alright, this is what you get. But if you play Japanese battleships, you'll understand this. Because you can use it to your advantage sometimes. For example here, we have like no health. So, relatively close match. It's starting to go in our favor now, but was a pretty close match. There's no reason to give up my points. Even if I just drive away off the map, right now, we should win this match pretty close. Like, I do need to help, but I can do it in a way not going to get me murdered. All right, we're definitely out of range of Oklahoma. I forget about the torps that Furry Taco definitely left, and we get hurt pretty good by them. All right. That being said, we're gonna move up or get behind this island to break contact. We definitely don't need to die now. 1 shell could be the absolute death of us. All right. Even at these lower tiers, you never know what's gonna happen. We're gonna take a shot at Congo, and that looks actually pretty solid there. I don't know if we're going to hit them with a lot of them, but that looked clean. Oh, yeah. 4 out of shells. We get our high caliber. And we're just going to try to be careful, right? We're going to use this island. The other 2 battleships pretty far back, so we're not really worried about them. No reason to get myself spotted and killed because I want to get more damage. So we're going to play it safe, right? Couple more shells on them. Not doing huge amounts of damage, right? But we're chipping at them. In fact, this AP is pretty good. You're going to get pretty hefty chunks out of people at the tier. Especially, you get a tier 3 match, you're going to maul some people with this ship. Especially, you get a cruiser, tier 3, tier 4, go broadside in this at like 12 to 15 kilometers, you are going to make it rough for them. Ishmael is going to be the luckiest man on earth. I do not know how. If I was sailing broadside in that thing, I would have been dead. Listen, Ishmael is an amazing ship. It's one of my favorite tier 5 battleships. But if you go broadside in it, it's bad. All right. I feel robbed. Okay. There at some point, right? This isn't close range, especially for tier 4. We should be hitting these shells. And we're going to take another salvo, keep scooting up, because now we kind of have a good idea we want it, but we don't want to be dumb either. We finally get a hit on Ismail to kill him. And we're just trying to get turned out now because Oklahoma's back, and Oklahoma clearly proved that he was a decent player earlier by chunking most of my health while I was fighting that Pensacola. And we're not shooting our guns right away because I want to get closer to the island or let him shoot his gun somewhere else. But you can see his guns aren't pointed at us. So right before we go behind the island, we're going to try to take a pop shot at him as he goes dark. Because we shot him while he goes dark, not going to be the best salvo. I don't know what our cruiser's doing there with no health, but whatever he's doing, that's a poor life choice. All right. We get spotted. Clearly, Oklahoma isn't spotting us. That means the destroyer is here. Our Oklahoma goes down, or our Geneva goes down to Oklahoma. And now I'm just keeping that big island between me and him because I am spotted. Right? And again, my points are handy right now. We're going to take a shot at Giroux and switch over to HE here. And because it's Japanese dispersion, we do hit a destroyer with 2 shells at 11 kilometers. Like I said, sometimes they don't make sense, right? And to our destroyer's credit, coming into this with almost way less help than this other destroyer, we're gonna, he's gonna do pretty well. And he played a really solid game, actually. Doing a pretty good job spotting as well. We switch over to AP because I thought these guys were going to get him before I could get another shot off. We're going to take a shot in the dark here, trying to lead him straight out. Oklahoma went down to the fire of our cruiser. And obviously, naturally, we get 1 shell to hit in our Confederate. So a high caliber Confederate, first blood. But at this point, the match is basically over. And I believe our New Mexico, I think it's a New Mexico. Yeah, our New Mexico finishes them off. So, and we also get a Dreadnought. So a Dreadnought, high caliber, Confederate, all the things you want to do at low tier. And we clearly helped our team win. Kudos to our destroyer as well, but we had a solid match. 2,400 at tier 3, at tier 4 is pretty good. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you folks next time.